Uh-oh, Thanksgiving is tomorrow and we got no butter. What are we gonna do? And this time of year, you know the shelves are all empty because Grandma's bought it all for the Christmas candy. Let's go to town, but we gotta drive. And we gotta go about a mile up these unmaintained roads in order to get to the main road. All the trees are white because it is like 5 degrees outside and the moisture in the air freezes as soon as it contacts it. It's called hoarfrost, and it'll just keep building and building throughout the winter until it either breaks or we get a good wind and blows it all off. So what's this video about? This video is about needing some butter on the day before Thanksgiving, and you probably don't have an option to buy it because the shelves are sold out. So we're gonna run to Walmart in Kenai, Alaska and buy some heavy whipping cream, the cheapest brand we can buy, and I'm gonna see if it isn't butter by the time we get back to the house. Then we can dress it up and make our homemade butter and use it for your roux for your turkey gravy, or put it on your biscuits with some maitre d' butter. Why would we want to make our own butter? Butter has a little bit of a history. They say it dates back to the Mesopotamia era around 2500 BCE. How do we know that? We don't. It's what they tell us. But if you want to look into the ingredients that are on the label of the regular butter we buy at the store, it has flavor. What is flavor? I don't know what flavor is. That's just odd to me. If you buy heavy whipping cream, the ingredients are basically milk, cream, and some stabilizers. Though I'd still rather not have the stabilizers, they're still there. Another fact about butter that you may not know is the butter mountain phenomenon. Believe it or not, there have been times in history, particularly in the European Union, where dairy subsidies led to such an overproduction of butter that it was dubbed the butter mountain. The surpluses had to be stored or even sold off at reduced prices. And beyond cow's milk. While cow's milk butter is most common, butter can be made from the milk of various animals, including sheep, goats, and yaks. I don't think I've ever had yak. Alright, back in the car. Let's get started. All I got was heavy whipping cream, and by the time I get home, we'll have butter. Yay. Well, I'm going to be trying to make this butter before we get back to the house, which is about a 15-minute drive. What is it about the shaking that makes this happen? The magic of butter making lies in the agitation. When the cream is churned, shaken, whatever you want to do with it, the flat globules, which are suspended in water, they begin to clump together. It separates the solids from the buttermilk. The process concentrates all the butter fats, giving the butter its solid structure. The more you shake it, the more solid the clump will become. Now let's see how we did. Actually, spoiler alert, it didn't turn out well. It did froth it and whipped it pretty good, which is a good start. So we still have about 20 minutes more agitation to do. So go ahead and throw a lid on the jar, and we're going to start shaking this. I did not add any agitator to this. An agitator would be a glass bead, a hard object to help bounce around in there. I did not do it. I strictly did this, simple, basic, in a pinch, and you needed to make some butter. The whole process did take about 30 minutes. And that's all you got to do. If you'd like, you can salt it at this point before it finishes separating those solids, or you can wait till after you're done and you can fold in any dry spices, any fresh herbs. This is by far definitely not the cheapest way to make butter, but you do get to control a lot of the ingredients and the preservatives, the artificial flavors. When you make your own butter, you know exactly what it is. It's just cream and maybe some salt. I do prefer adding salt or some dry seasonings. That is actually called Hotel Maitre d' butter, and it is just a fancy name for seasonings already mixed into your butter. Now at this point, I've got all the solids out. The jar is pretty empty. So let's take these solids and put them in saran wrap. You can also press out any farther moisture if you'd like. You can put it on the stove, melt it down, and make your own homemade ghee. Me personally, I'm going to take this, throw it on some cellophane, and roll it up into a log, then press it into a rectangular shape. So I hope you enjoy this. You can also use this for a gravy on your turkey tomorrow, simply by melting it down. Add some flour, that's going to thicken it up a little bit, make it look like a wet sand. When you add your flour in, then add in any of your giblet stalks, anything else, and it will thicken up. Make sure you do cook the flour in the butter for about 2 minutes just to get rid of any of that starchy flavor that you might get. I'm just going to simply shape this up and turn it into a cube. And for hanging around this long, I'm going to give you one more tip. That buttermilk that we poured off, mix that in tomorrow morning to make you some buttermilk pancakes, or you can do some buttermilk gravy. Instead of using water or milk, use that buttermilk, and your buttermilk gravy will be a little bit tangier than normal. Enjoy!